Let's finally get into this draft recap here. Overall, the Bears, I think they did pretty good, man. They had what, 7, 8 picks in this draft that they got.
Yeah.
You just brought up, hey, Ryan Poles. He pulled another one of those Pole specials. He did that three for one in
Pause.
that second round.
Pause.
I don't know what the pause was for, but a 3 for 1, the Pole special. All right, I see it. All right, I heard it that time. I'm gonna say it again. The Poles special. All right, 3 for 1 in that second round. Then I'm gonna be honest. I think we got 3 future starters out of that second round. But let's start with our number 1 pick,
Yeah, let's start
Colston
with that.
Loveland.
Let's start with that. Let's start with that.
What's your thoughts, dog?
You tell me your thoughts. I mean,
My thoughts?
are you in love with Loveland? Just you. It's okay to say it. And it's okay. You seem like the energy I get from you. You seem like a kind of like a Buckeye kind of guy, and this is a Michigan man who just went number 1 to the. So I'm just trying to figure it
Hey,
out because
that's cool.
where I'm from, we go blue. I don't know what
Go
you say.
blue.
I don't know what you say on the other side. I just don't know.
Look,
But I
man,
get.
I'm gonna just say this: winners don't gotta do all that stuff, right? When you winning, you let the trophies talk for you. All right, that's how you do that. So that's cool. You got a Michigan guy.
Loveland. Loveland.
Love it. Love
All right.
Loveland, right?
All right. Thank you. Put it on record. Thank you for saying it.
But
Appreciate it.
since you bring it up blue, let's just point
Yeah,
out
let's
that
bring up blue.
that the OSU did have the most players drafted in this year's draft, second most all time, since the draft has been 7 rounds. So I mean, you tell me, you talk to me about what really matters. You feel me?
I think with that stat that you just brought up, cool stat. Great.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know who was second? The Michigan Wolverines, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were right there, right behind you all in terms of how many players got drafted from what school made it to the NFL this season. So that stat
That's
is
cool.
a bunch of malarkey. It's a bunch of baloney. I don't even know why you
Mm,
said it because
mm,
it's so highly competitive.
mm-hmm.
It's not like this. It's like this, right? You're looking eye to eye. So doesn't really matter.
One
Doesn't
day
really
we'll
matter.
dig
Cool stat.
into
Well, cool.
careers of players and really see who's got the edge. But I think we know who has the
Cool little stat,
edge,
but
you know. But about Loveland, man, I think that this was clearly a Ben Johnson pick, right? People knew that when he came from Detroit, he was gonna want to get another tight end in there. That's why a lot of people had Tyler Warren as the guy. And I think that most people went with Warren because he just had a better season, right? His numbers looked better. He had a game where he had like 200 yards catching, right? Loveland, not so much. But when you look at the offense and how the team was, that was a running team. All right. They didn't really have a quarterback that was going to get the ball down there. He actually led his team in reception yards and receiving. So I think that this is going to be a really good pick. I think he's going to be a really good player for the Bears. I'm curious what that means for Cole Kmet.
it means nothing. Have you ever heard of
Well,
12 personnel? Means
I,
absolutely
I
nothing.
get it, dog. I get it.
12 personnel is in with
Listen,
this Bears team. It's in.
hey, I think it's kind of has to be the way. That's just how the team is built, right? I don't, do we have a fullback? Probably got somebody that plays the position, but we don't have a fullback. So yeah, most of the time that's what they're in. The 2 tight ends, the 1 running back. But what are we gonna ask Cole Kmet to do? We already saw in the offense, and we don't know if this was a Caleb Williams just don't want to pass the ball to Cole Kmet. Is it that he's not seeing them because he's holding the ball so long, trying to get the ball downfield? He wasn't that much involved with the offense last season. Now, Ben Johnson's probably going to change that, right? I think I brought up before, hey, we looking at the Patriots of old when you had Aaron Hernandez, obviously before things he did, and you got Gronkowski, right? We got 2 good tight ends that we can involve in this offense. I think he's going to be a stellar piece. He's a big body tight end. He's going to get out there, run those routes crisp, clean, give Caleb some open looks, man. I think it's gonna be some good things from Colston Loveland.
I think for me, what separated Loveland from Mr. Warren is his separation at the top of his routes. I went back, I did some film study. I looked at throughout last season how Loveland had a little bit more of explosion coming out of his routes, being able to get separation from cornerbacks, definitely linebackers, than anybody else you try to cover him with. With him having the genetic advantage over most of the players he's going to see on the defensive side of the ball, and you add skill, ability to that, he just becomes a freak of nature, almost a matchup nightmare for opposing teams. You have to kind of scout and plan for him. Which does what to the offense? DJ Moore, can you get a one-on-one? Rome, can you get a one-on-one? Cole Kmet, can you get a one-on-one? I like the way that he blocked. You brought up how Michigan, we didn't necessarily have a quarterback last season. We went through a couple of quarterbacks throughout the season last season. To be expected, but Loveland still showed a great spirit in wanting to block for his teammates. Definitely led to some great runs by the Michigan Wolverine running backs. I mean, Loveland, how could you not like him? He's, again, physical. He's willing to block. And he has great separation at the top of his routes, which makes him a matchup nightmare. I don't think Tyler Warren had that separation that we were looking for, or kind of like that elite speed that can kind of switch over. I compared Loveland to Jeremy Shockey, but that's not a disservice. That said, it's like, Jeremy Shockey was a great tight end, but
Jeremy Shockey was cold. People don't
what
know.
Loveland has everything Jeremy Shockey can do: block, catch, physical, but he has that speed that kind of separates him a little bit. Again, makes sense why the Bears knew they weren't going out to Keenan Allen, because they knew that some of these guys would slide, teams would get disrespectful. And from what I heard, the research that I saw, the phones were buzzing. The
They
phones
were
were
trying to get
ringing.
up to that spot to
A
get
lot of
Loveland.
teams, as you mentioned, we're trying to trade up to go after and get him. And once the Bears drafted him, most of those calls went silent. So we weren't the only team that identified him as one of those guys in the draft. Many other teams did as well, too. Glad to have the guy on our team. He's going to be a great piece, a significant piece, kind of like how Sam Laporta was used in Detroit. He's going to have a similar role, but I expect him to be blocking, and Cole Kmet to still have a profound effect on this offense coming up.
For sure. Second round, where Poles pulled off that special, that 3-for-1. We got 3 picks. So we got Luther Burden. All right. Stud. Some people had him as like the highest ranked receiver in this draft. I didn't necessarily have him as such, but we see the good things that he brings, right? Ozzie Trapilo, Boston College, tackle. He played a lot on the right side mostly, a little bit of left, and then a little bit in guard as well. So he has some switchability and whatnot. And then Shamar Turner. They got him with their last pick in the second round. That defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Yo, this second round, man, what you think, dog? I said it already. I think we got some future starters, but what you think, man?
I like all 3 picks, but I really like that Ozzie pick. That pick really let me know Bears are serious. They're not playing around. They see what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Braxton Jones, I'm just gonna let you know,
He's on the clock.
You
He's on the
want to
clock.
make sure you're rehabbing and you're doing everything the coaching staff asks of you, because again, highly competitive offensive line there now. The trenches are revamped. The monsters of the midway are on the offensive side of the football, currently constructed. This Ozzie guy, freak of nature, 6'8", 6'8", 315. All right. Now, he is going to have some issues with guys trying to get under his pad level and get him off his spot. But if he could just stay there and have that functional strength to keep somebody still, he could potentially, once he gets his body acclimated, once he gets up to this NFL speed, he could potentially be a superstar. I see him like a Lane Johnson. I see him like a Trent Williams, because these are people that This is the player that teams are not talking about. I'm surprised he slid. I'm surprised he didn't go higher. You got a prospect at 6'8", 315. His dad was an All-American. His dad played in the NFL. You're talking about a guy that lives and breathes football. But not only does he live and breathe
Pedigree is there.
football, the pedigree is there. The acclimate of this young man, the way he speaks, the way he breaks down football film, the way he gives you insight into what he thinks, holistically, just everything you would want in a player, not only now, but going forward. Ozzie might be the steal of the draft for the Bears, giving them offensive line stability, not only for now, but for the future. Now, I like the Luton Burton, the third pick. I think the guy is just dynamic. I mean, you look at the tape at Missouri, you put it on, he's feisty, physical, and he is fast, right? He has that quick twitch ability that you need to separate, get open, and he's ferocious at going up and getting that ball at his highest peak. I don't think he runs from competition. I think he runs to it, which is going to do nothing but add another level of veracity to the Bears. I think is good. It makes that wide receiver room competitive. I think it gives us another playmaker. I think he adds to the Bears' offense, thus building out that wide receiver room that we already had. Now, Shamar Turner, I think he has the chance to do well too. When I saw his interview and when I saw him, he kind of reminds me of Alex Brown, Bears fans. I mean, I don't know what it was. I saw him and I just saw like an Alex Brown. Like, but if you know anything about Alex Brown, he always made a play when he was supposed to. He was one of the best defensive ends, defensive tackles that we had on the Bears. He was one of the key essential pieces that made the Monsters of the Midway go, and everybody liked him. I feel like I got that vibe when we drafted Shamar Turner. I think he's going to be another great piece for the team as he continues to develop his NFL body. He probably already has the strength, but just those fundamental things you need to develop throughout camp and going into the season. I think he has the chance to do that and make a significant impact as a rotational piece right away for the Chicago Bears. Hey, competition is everywhere on this team.
And that's going to be the thing of this camp, right? When everybody gets in, it's competition. You brought up earlier, Ben Johnson always says no depth chart. You got to compete. You got to earn your spot on the depth chart, and that's only going to bring out the best in everybody, because we're going to have people that may not have felt that smoke on their tails before. They was just always the guy. Now you got to prove that you're the guy, or you're going to lose your
100%.
spot. The Burden pick, I like it. I heard a lot of comparisons to Debo Samuels because he did some things out of the backfield. I know he had like 100 yards rushing last season, a couple TDs. But man, some of the bad stuff on him, right? The negatives.
What's
He,
that? I didn't hear any of that. What?
if
Could you
he's
let me
not
know?
getting the ball, it's like he's not focused. He's not locked in the game anymore.
I heard when he's not getting the
Bigger,
ball, he's blocking.
bigger, physical players. They give him trouble out there. And when he's not getting that ball, you notice the drop in his energy. Like you physically see it, right? So one of the things on this next level, and I know there's something the Bears gonna look at. Ben Johnson already said it. What's your attitude like when you're not getting the ball? When your number is not called? What is your attitude like? Are you still out there doing the things for the team, blocking, doing the dirty work, helping you, doing the things that's not going to get on the stat sheet to help your team win? So I really do want to look forward to those things from Burden, seeing those negatives be dismissed by his actions. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Another thing on that Burden pick though, that 39 in that second round, the Bears wanted to take Travion Henderson. They weren't going to take Luther Burden. The board just, and this is the thing that Poles was saying. He kept saying after the draft and the interviews, we just played the board how it fell. We went and got pieces that were available to us when we could, and I think Travion Henderson on this team would have been great. I think both of us and a bunch of other people mocked him to the team, and it looked like it was happening. When that 39 was coming up, I was getting excited. And then the Patriots took him right away. So Man, we still got a running back in the 7th round we'll talk about,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that just Holes wasn't lying. He said there's a lot of volatility. He said there's going to be a lot of chaos in this draft, and it kind of was. The board didn't necessarily fall how people expected, but they still got a really good piece in Luther Burden. Ozzie Trapilo, a giant on that offensive line. He's going to do big things for the Bears. Is he going to start on the right side or the left side? It really depends now on, I guess, Braxton Jones, his health, how he comes back, and then Darnell Wright. Are they going to try him out on that left side? What's going to happen there? Shamar Turner.
You're constantly disrespecting Braxton Jones.
No, I had no disrespect. I just said, is he going to be healthy in time? That's it. And then when camp does start, if he's healthy and he's training, is he going to win that spot? Who knows? It's up to him. He got to put the work in. And then Shamar Turner, man, at D tackle. That's a really good, like you said, he's going to be a rotational piece right away. I don't know how much we're going to be seeing Jervon Dexter inside. We saw him earlier in the offseason. He's looking lean, mean. He's probably going to be on the outside more. So the team, man, we got some really good young pieces. Really good young pieces.
I just want to say, to follow up to something you said about Burton, Burton would not be a burden to the Chicago Bears team. All right. I just want to let you know that right now.
I don't think so either.
I think he's mentally wired like, you chose who over me? All of these, I'm going to show you. In that game, he's going to be that type of competitive edge that we haven't had in a long time coming from the wide receiver spot, right? The guys is just purely competitive. And you talk about what Burton may potentially struggle with. We have all of that in training camp. Wouldn't that be just a pleasant surprise, right? You talked about he struggled with physical corners. Let's put Tyreek Stevenson on him, right? Let's see if he can handle man-to-man. Is Tyreek Stevenson actually ready to play man-to-man this upcoming season, or is he still zoned out? Don't know. We'll figure it out as we get through training camp and we see the level of competition with these players along with the Bears coaching staff. Again, highly intelligent coaching staff, well-rounded team. We have star players, but we have a lot of competitive players. There's a lot of juice with this Bears team that we're going to look to extract and hopefully use throughout the rest of the season. So again, Bears have some great picks that they made. They look to be on the right trajectory, but you really don't know until things get rolling in training camp.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, finish what you was going to say.
I was just going to say, did the Bears do everything that they needed to do within this draft? Do you think they did everything they needed to do? Better yet, let me ask you, do you think the Bears are war ready?